Today on Mike Attempts, fixing another free mower. Do you want to see a guy put way too much effort into fixing a free mower? Well, you're in the right place, so let's get to it. No crud in the tank, we're off to a good start. The oil is full and clean. The spark plug looks great too. It's been sitting, so I'm going to give it a squirt of lube. It turns over smooth, but it sounds like the blade is hitting. There's some crap in the filter, but it's not bad at all. Everything seems good so far, but the previous owner said it doesn't run, so I want to take a look at the carburetor. The crankcase breather tube attaches here. Unless I want to mess, I should probably turn the fuel valve off. This is the auto choke. We'll take it apart later. Now that the carb is removed, let's crack it open. I think we found the problem. It looks like cottage cheese and smells like paint. Most carbs are made from aluminum or zinc alloys, both of which react to ethanol. I'm guessing the mower sat for a long time, and when it wouldn't start, they changed the oil and spark plug before giving up. The needle is stuck in the seat. I have yet to replace a carburetor. I prefer to clean and rebuild the originals. I don't know about this one though. I cleaned it up the best I could, then threw it in the ultrasonic cleaner. The two holes that hold the float pin are partially rotted off, and there's severe pitting everywhere. I guess I'm replacing it. Before wasting money, I want to be confident the Honda engine will start. First, I'll test compression. The engine manual states 71. 75 psi is great. We also have strong spark, so it should run just fine. While waiting on parts, I wanted to see how the auto choke works. When the engine warms up, it causes a special wax to expand inside, which pushes out a small rod. Once cooled, the rod can be pushed back inside. Looks like some critters were camping out in here. That uncovered a lot more rust. Great. The front baffle is all bent up. It probably would have been easier if I removed the wheels. Oh well. I was chipping off loose paint when I noticed this. That's not good. At this point, I'm sure no one would blame me if I gave up. But what fun is that? I loosened the engine mounting bolts, then removed them once the mower was upright. I used a die grinder with a flap disc to remove the paint. Wow, that's bad. I drilled a hole at the end of each crack to prevent them from spreading further. Slapped on my welding shorts and attempted to stick weld the cracks. I know. This is a job for a MIG welder, but I'm using what I have. Why am I working on the floor? That's better. It took forever, but it was going well. So well, in fact, that I got a little overconfident and tried to do a larger area, only to burn right through the metal. I spent a lot of time trying to refill the hole, but I just couldn't get it. This side turned out much better. I'm gonna try to beat and bend the baffle back into shape. That'll do. To add strength where the motor mounts, I decided to cut out a ring with the plasma cutter I fixed in a previous video. Except now, it's not working. I took it apart, but no luck. Maybe you'll see that repair in a future video. So, the hard way it is. Metal cutting blades prefer the smallest contact area, but I couldn't position the beam any other way. If you think I'm a fool for not throwing in the towel by now, maybe you're right. However, for me, it's not a waste of time, it's a learning experience. I had to flip it over to finish the cut. This bandsaw is super handy. It was just big enough for the job. The multi-tool bench grinder attachment is excellent too. I'm gonna have to cut through the ring in order to cut out the inside. I drilled multiple holes so I could turn the plate while cutting. then smoothed it out on the belt grinder. Secured it to the table, and welded the cut. I clamped the ring to the underside and drilled the mounting holes. In order to make it as rigid as possible, I decided to use JB Weld. It also filled in the holes I was unable to get with the welder. Compressed with bolts and locking pliers, I left the epoxy to cure. I removed the flaking paint and most of the rust. This concrete and metal prep will give my paint job a fighting chance. A little goes a long way. The main ingredient is phosphoric acid, which neutralizes the rust by converting it to iron phosphate. And it works quickly. I wiped it down with acetone in preparation for painting. International Harvester Red was the closest color I could find. If you don't get too close, it looks real nice. Even better with the tape removed. I treated the other parts with the acid and began reassembly. The cable mount bracket needs to be held to the left while tightening the bolt, or the transmission assembly won't have full range of movement. I dropped in the engine and used thread locker on the bolts. I slipped the belt on, then realized I forgot the keeper bracket. Luckily, it only uses 2 of the 3 bolts. Make sure the belt is on the inside of these tabs. I reinstalled the blade and tweaked the baffle to provide clearance. I finished putting the front back together and connected the cables. A thin layer of grease helps the gaskets stay in place. The aftermarket carburetor isn't exactly the same, but it's very close. The auto choke goes on first. Then I connected the throttle linkage and return spring. Getting everything lined up was a pain. Don't forget to connect the breather tube. I probably should have attached the fuel line before bolting on the carb. It was a struggle, but I eventually got the hose clamp in place. All that's left is the governor spring and air filter. The covers for the height adjustment levers were either in rough shape or missing completely, so I 3D printed some new ones. It's looking pretty good. I sure hope it runs. I added gas and turned the fuel valve on. Here we go.